Hi, I'm Winnie, and we are here in Mill City Museum's Baking Lab today to talk about the holiday and the food traditions around Purim. And I'm so excited to welcome my friend Hunter here. Hunter, can you introduce yourself and tell us what we're talking about today?
Yeah, hi, I'm Hunter. I am the J-Pride Program Coordinator for JFCS Minneapolis, and we're here to make a Persian Purim cookie.
The holiday of Purim, what is it? Why are we celebrating?
Okay, so the holiday of Purim this year is going to be on March 23rd. Like a lot of Jewish holidays, this one encompasses the tale, they tried to kill us, we survived, let's eat. This one specifically involves the Book of Esther. We're actually making a cookie that denigrates our villain a little bit, our villain Haman. Way back in ancient Persia, a villain who tried to kill the Jewish people, and because of our heroine Esther, we survived. We're still here.
Fantastic. Well, thank you for telling us about it. And you had said also it's like a month of joy, a really joyous holiday.
Yes, it involves a lot of partying, a lot of Purim spiels, as well as a lot of eating.
Love it. That's food traditions that bring us together for eating. Fantastic. So let's get into making this recipe. What are our ingredients here?
Okay, so we've got rice flour, confectioner's sugar, rose water, poppy seeds, egg whites, egg yolks, and oil.
That's pretty simple.
Yep.
All right, what do we do first?
Our first thing is going to be combining this confectioner's sugar, egg yolks, and the oil.
Can I do that?
Yes.
All right. So we have sifted this. It's recommended to sift it. Sift it a little bit to start with so we can just get that started. And then what next?
Our next step is actually going to be taking these egg whites right here, and we are going to actually whip them to firm peaks. And that is the kind where you're going to take it out of the bowl, turn it over your head. If it stays still, you're great. If you're not, sorry.
I'm not going to do that today. All right, get that started.
We're going to let this sit and mix for about 4 or 5 minutes as we let it get to stiff peaks.
So while that's doing that, let's talk a little bit more about Purim and the food. So you told me earlier that it's actually making fun of Haman. Tell me more about that.
Yeah, so a bunch of different recipes across the Jewish culture are making fun of Haman. You've got Hamantashen, which is a really traditional one that people think about a lot, that is actually from the Ashkenazi diaspora. And that one, depending on who you talk to, can be making fun of either his hat or his ears. Yes, and another really fun one is if you are French Jewish, you might use pommiers during Purim, and those are talking about his misshapen ears.
Okay, so I haven't really ever heard of food just designed to make fun of somebody before, but that's pretty fun.
Yeah.
That's pretty fun.
Yeah, and this is a great holiday because it combines all of the really joyous things of feasting, of Purim spiels, of having a really big party, of giving food and gifts to friends and family, and making a ton of food in the meantime.
That's great. All right, is that ready?
Yeah, seems about ready.
Fantastic.
Yeah, that looks great. Our next step will be adding the rice flour and the rose water into our mixture.
Fantastic. All right, how about you do that?
Okay.
I can help from this side.
Yes. Okay.
All right, a little of this.
A little of that.
Okay. And then the rose water.
Yes.
And this is a half a cup of rose water. That's a lot.
Yes. Well, this recipe makes a ton of cookies.
Pretty.
Okay, that's pretty well combined.
All right, so what do we do with this dough?
Okay, so now is the real test. We are going to be combining these egg whites with this dough.
Okay, all right. All right, just folding it in,
Yes.
right?
Because this is your only leavener for this recipe.
You said there was a technique you like to use.
Yes, I like to do a figure 8 fold where you're just kind of gently going in and folding in kind of a figure 8 pattern. And you're going to mix that until it's well combined.
All right, then what will we do with this dough?
Next, we're going to actually place that in the fridge for about 24 hours to kind of set up and let it get to kind of a cooler temperature.
As you can see, this dough has sat in the refrigerator for about 24 hours, and we took about a tablespoon of dough and rolled it into a ball to get set on our cookie tray. But now's the fun part, so we get to squish them, right?
Yes. We could use our fork right here and do just little slight indentations into the cookie, just to flatten it out a little bit.
All right, and what next? Ooh.
And now we get to add our fleas.
Those look like poppy seeds.
They're a little of both. Just like we said earlier that we get to make fun of Haman, these are his fleas that we get to add to this cookie.
Oh, all right. So just a little bit, huh?
Just a little bit. We're going to finish up doing these, and then we'll pop them into the oven.
All right, these have been in the oven for 25 minutes at 300. Oh, Hunter, they look kind of pale.
Oh, that's totally okay. They're going to be a little bit of a paler cookie because of that rice flour.
Well, these are finished and plated, and they look so cute and ready to go for Purim. Hunter, thank you so much for coming and sharing the food traditions with us. And you ready to try one of these cookies?
Yes.
All right, let's try one.
Yeah.
This would be perfect with a little cup of tea. Cup of tea, Persian cookie. Doesn't taste like a flea though.
No.